poverty itself, inequality in itself is a pre-existing condition.
Last month, media mogul Oprah Winfrey pledged $10 million to communities affected by COVID-19. This week, she upped her donation by another $2 million and specified that the money she's contributing would be used in communities that shaped her. I sat down with Winfrey to talk about why she specifically wanted to partner with her alma mater, Tennessee State University.
Kelley Carter, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All good.
This donation feels even more special, I think, because you're doing it in partnership with an HBCU. And one thing that we learned immediately is that COVID-19 was affecting communities of color disproportionately. At what point did you realize that, Ms. Winfrey? And at what point did you decide that you specifically wanted to make this partnership with an HBCU that, of course, is your alma mater as well?
Even before it became a news story, Kelley, I thought it would be a news story because I don't know anybody who's African American who doesn't have diabetes and high blood pressure in their family. I mean, you'd be an anomaly if you're in a family and nobody in your family has it. And so my mother was an insulin shooting diabetic her entire life. So she passed in 2018, and I was thinking, oh, if my mother were alive, I would even be more concerned about her and the people that are coming in and out of her house. I started thinking about my father and his high blood pressure. I was thinking about myself and my pre-existing condition of having pneumonia in the fall and still having, respiratory bronchial stuff because of that. And I just think in my immediate family, the pre-existing condition of some disease was so prominent. Then in the greater African-American community and family, there's no way that it would not be. And as I said recently in a graduation speech, poverty itself, inequality in itself is a pre-existing condition. And one of the things that I think is the benefit of COVID is illuminating how those inequities have shown up in a way that even the blind, those who choose to be blind, cannot deny and not see the grave inequities that have been shown to us because of this pandemic. So I wanted to be able to touch that in a way that allowed people to know that, number one, I see you, because that's first and foremost. People want to be seen, and they want to know that they matter. So part of this offering, and I see it as, even when I wrote checks to my family, I would put in the little line, the memo, COVID offering. I see this as my offering. I see this as a part of my tithe, my personal spiritual tithing from the inside out. And serving where I've come from. I think that's the first thing you do, is you take care of home first. You take care of your own personal communities. The world is too large, and one of the reasons why I'm talking about it, because normally I do things, I never talk about it. Nobody knows I've done anything. Right. But the reason I'm talking about it is because I think for those of us who are means, and they're all different levels of means, this time has shown itself to us so that we can look inside of ourselves and ask ourselves the question, what is the essential work? Right. What is the essential service I need to offer my community? So when I ask that of myself, not just in the graduation speech to kids, I say, okay, how can I better use who I am and what I have to serve in a way that I have not in the past?
Tennessee State played a major role in who Oprah Winfrey is today, something she's mentioned during commencement speeches.
I went to Tennessee State University, but I never would have gotten my diploma. I was short one credit. My father, from that time on, and for years after, was always on my case because I did not graduate. So in 1987, Tennessee State University invited me back to speak at their commencement. By then, I had my own show, was nationally syndicated. I'd made a movie, had been nominated for an Oscar, and founded my company, Harpo. But I told them, I cannot come and give a speech. unless I can earn one more credit, because my dad's still saying I'm not going to get anywhere without that degree. So I finished my coursework, I turned in my final paper, and I got the degree.
Winfrey reached out to the university's president, Dr. Glenda Glover, to talk about what could be done and where the money could best be used. And Glover says that Nashville Nurtures, the new initiative that her institution was able to launch with Winfrey's help, is only the beginning.
Well, it speaks volumes that, an alum of the stature of Ms. Winfrey would consider her hometown and just involve her university. I mean, that speaks volumes. It shows that the HBCUs out there leading the way, and we're making it clear that we're of substance and that we're here and we're doing a job.
Often I believe in the adage that, you spend your money and your charitable philanthropy work is to raise people up and to teach them how to fish for themselves. But during this pandemic, what I recognize is sometimes people just need a piece of fish.
Yeah.
They just need some fish with some bread and a nice fish sandwich. So to be able to offer that to people in this moment. And I think one of the things that we've been talking about with Nashville Nurtures is how do you sustain this in a way to help people be able to sustain themselves in the long term.
That's why we're so proud of what Oprah has done and how she has impacted the world. And we're so appreciative that she's included TSU in her model.
Dr. Glover and, of course, Oprah Winfrey, thank you all so much for joining The Undefeated today.